These are all 3-year lease deals based on 3 months up front and 10,000 miles a year. Please use the link in the video description to check out the deals for yourself or to adjust the terms to something that suits you better, and it helps support the channel. Thanks. Hello folks, and welcome to the first lease deals of the month of 2023, and we're kicking things off with a great one. There are some phenomenal deals in this video. Now, as it's a new year, I thought I'd make a couple of little changes to the video format, and we've added a couple of sections in here, including one for vans and pickups. Let's crack straight on, shall we? Give it a thumbs up, will you? Thanks. So we're starting things off with the small cars. For those of you that ask me where are the deals under 200 quid, well, they're not any good, which is why they don't feature in this video. If there are good deals under 200 quid, they'll be in the video, trust me. Vauxhall Corsa 1.2 Elite Edition, 624 quid up front and £208 a month. 12.4 seconds to 62, 47.8 mpg, 75 bhp and 309 litres of boot space. Only Group 12 on the car insurance, so it's not going to cost you the earth to insure. As you can see, it's right up there in terms of its trim level, only Ultimate above it, but that's an extra 121 quid a month. Look at this. This is the beauty of leasing sometimes. The lower spec versions of this car actually cost you more to lease. So why not go for a really nice trim level like this one? Price-wise, it's good. It has been 255, 246, 222 there, 266. We're now at 208 a month, 624 quid up front. Great deal. Brilliant little car. One of the UK's most popular cars. Moving on, we've got the Skoda Scala. 10.9 seconds to 62, 120 miles per hour top speed, 52.3 mpg, 95 brake horsepower, 467 litres of boot space. This one is 698 up front and 232 a month. It's the 1 litre TSI SEL. And once again, we see here, this is nearly at the top of their trim levels. And look at that, SE technology is only 97 pence a month less than this. SE is 4 quid a month less. S is 33 quid more, and S is the bog standard base trim. So leasing can often get you better trim level than you might normally expect to find for your budget. Got different options on the engine there. The 95 horsepower in this little thing's probably perfectly adequate, but there is a 110 option for you as well. Prices have been good on these for a little while now. Back in January last year, 260 quid, 336, 358, then July 310. And then we start to get to round about where it is at the moment, about the 230 quid mark. 698 up front, 232 a month. Great deal. I think this is the best looking small car at the moment, possibly. I can't off the top of my head think of a better looking small car than the new Peugeot 208. So the 1.2 PureTech 100 horsepower GT edition. Insurance Group 20, 0 to 60 in 9.9 and 48.8 mpg, 311 litres of boot space, which is fairly average for a car of this size. Once again, you'll see this GT model, which is the top spec, is 46 quid a month less than the bottom spec. Bonkers, isn't it? And this one, ladies and gents, is in stock. So this is a good price on a really well-spec'd in-stock car. They've been around about that 280 quid a month mark for most of the year. This one's 784 up front, 261 a month. Great deal on what is a very stylish and well-spec'd little car. So kicking things off with the family cars, we're staying with the French one. It's a Citroen C4 1.2 PureTech, 130 horsepower. This one, the C-Series edition, 8.9 seconds to 62, 54.3 mpg and 380 litres of boot space. Good looking thing. It's a bit of a sort of a crossover coupe. Really not a bad looking car at all. Very nice to drive. Good little engine in it. Can't go wrong with this. In stock, 249 quid a month, 748 up front. And the average price for this car since it came out back in May, it's been 358 a month. It's now 249 a month, and it's in stock. You need to jump on this one if you want it. Back in May, look, 466 a month, and then it sort of slowly came down to about 333 a month. And then just in the last couple of months, it's been around this £250 mark. It's a great deal, 249 a month and 748 up front. The Nissan Duke, I recently reviewed one of these, and it was the hybrid version, which I wouldn't go for. I'd go for this little petrol engine instead. The Duke's actually a really nice little car to drive, but the drivetrain in the hybrid, I'm not sold on it. 10.7 seconds to 62, 47.9 mpg, insurance group 13 and 422 litres of boot space. This one is in stock at 873 upfront and 291 a month. You can factory order it if you don't need the car just yet. Delivery on that's only estimated at March, and that saves you 13 quid a month. So if we do that, brings it down 833 up front and 277 a month. It's the N connector trim, which is a really good trim level in Nissan. It's probably the sweet spot of the range. Price wise, it's just there or thereabouts. It's around about where it's been sort of all year, but I think it's a decent little car for that kind of money, just at the moment especially. The Seat Leon is back. This one's the 1.5 TSI Evo 150 FR. FR is a good trim level on a Seat. This one's a factory order, £306 a month with 919 up front. There is an in-stock one for 25 quid a month more. 8.7 seconds to 62, 48.7 mpg, 150 horsepower, group 18 on the car insurance, which is really good for a car like this. 380 litres of boot space. Good looking little car, the Leon. I actually prefer the looks of it to the Golf, and it's essentially the same car underneath. Drives really nicely. Just a great family car that should fit most people's needs. As I said, this one's FR trim, which is a decent trim level in a Seat. The bog standard trim, the SE, is actually 43 quid a month more. So this is a good deal, folks. Price-wise, it's good. Average for the year has been 323. Currently, 919 up front, 306 a month. Hyundai Tucson, we've seen these plenty of times before, haven't we? Grand up front, 333 a month. 9.6 seconds to 62, 44.1 mpg, 150 horsepower, insurance group 14, 577 litres of boot space. This is a 1.6 TGDI, mild hybrid, SE Connect, two-wheel drive, and it's got the automatic gearbox in it. If you want the manual, it's 21 quid a month less. So the price on this at 333 a month, it's actually not exceptional. It's bang on the average price it's been all year. As you can see, 333. However, it's in stock and it's a brilliant value for money car. There aren't too many SUVs that tick as many boxes as this one that you can get for 330 quid a month. It's a good one, folks. Right, next is an old favourite. It's the VW Passat Estate. If there's one car that you could buy that has to do just about everything and take it in its stride, the Passat would have to be mentioned on that list because it's a cavernous thing. It's really nice to drive. It cruises down the motorway really well. What's not to like? This is the 1.5 TSI Evo SEL DSG automatic gearbox, a brilliant gearbox when new at least. 8.9 seconds to 62, 43.5 mpg and 150 horsepower, group 20 on the car insurance and 650 litres of boot space. Factory order on this one, plenty of spec on this one. Leather upholstery, heated front seats, heated washer jets, DAB radio, rain sensing wipers, you name it, it's got it. And just look at this, the average price over the year has been 448. The peak there back in April's 502 quid a month. It's now 1202 up front and £400 a month. That's outstanding value for money. It's a massive, very capable car that's not going to let you down, and I love a big estate. Onto the EVs, we've got the Renault Zoe, and this is the lowest price I've ever seen on a Renault Zoe. 100 kilowatt Techno R135 50 kilowatt hour boost charge. This is in stock as well, folks. 830 quid up front and 276 a month. I'll show you how good that is in a sec, but there you go. This is the Techno spec. You can see the base spec's 123 quid more. The GT line's 120 quid more. The Iconic is only £13 a month more. So if you want the absolute top spec, it's going to be less than 300 quid a month, which is brilliant on a Zoe, brilliant value. So it gives you a range of 238 miles, 9.5 seconds to 60, I believe, 134 brake horsepower, 338 litres of boot space, which is generous on such a small car. And just look at this. It's the average price for this car over the last 12 months, and you can see, because it didn't really fluctuate too much, £396 a month. So at the high point, it was 511, and the lowest point up until a week ago was 426. Now 830 up front and 276 a month, and it's in stock. This will go in a flash, folks, so if you want one, make an inquiry using my link, the link in the video description and pinned as the top comment, because it helps support the channel and I can't do this if you don't. Make the inquiry now and get on it, because that is a deal that's going to vanish quickly. Still great deals on the Citroen EC4, which we've seen in a couple of recent videos. 100 kilowatt Shine Plus 50 kilowatt hour automatic, obviously full EV, 340 quid a month now, and just over £1,000 up front. It was about 330 before, so the price is now starting to creep up. If you've been waiting for it to come down some more, I think I said in the last video I didn't think it would, and I think it will now start going back up, possibly. 280 miles of range, 380 litres of boot space. 0 to 60 in this one is 10 seconds. Plenty of spec thrown at it, and as you can see, the average price for the year has been 421 a month. The high point, 523, 531, 494, 516, and then for the last couple of months, it's been 333 or 330, something like that. 1,021 up front, 340 a month, and it's in stock. Get on it, folks. So a close cousin of that car would be the Peugeot E2008. 100 kilowatt Allure Premium 50 kilowatt hour 5-door auto, 434 litres of boot space, 191 miles of range, 136 brake horsepower. It's only insurance group 25, which is not too bad at all. And that gives you a 0 to 60 time of 9 seconds. And look at this on the price. The average price for the year has been 425. At its peak, 500 quid a month. Back in April there, 472 quid a month. In September, 485. Currently, 1,100 up front, 366 a month. And once again, that one is in stock, so you could get that very quickly. As always, the in-stock cars go very quickly and the deals disappear. If you were to do a factory order on it, it's going to cost you an extra 91 quid a month. So if you want to make that huge saving that's on it right now, you need to jump on it, because they'll be gone quickly. We've seen this one a few times recently. Obviously, it's at the top end of the budget for some people and way above the top end of the budget for many of us. It's the BMW iX 240 kilowatt X-Drive 40 Sport, 262 miles of range, 500 litres of boot space, 326 brake horsepower. As for the exterior looks, I think beauty's in the eye of the beholder with these kind of things. As for the interior, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's really top quality. It's a lovely interior in these things, really well designed, really well laid out, and the materials are top drawer. 0 to 62, 6.1 seconds in this, by the way, and it's quite a big thing. So look at this, average price has been 889 over the last 12 months. Back in last January, 918 a month, then up to 1,100 a month in May. Now, mid-November, it was about 700 quid, 720 quid. We're now up at 764. That still feels like a good price on this. I think it's probably going to end up settling around about 800 when all said and done. So it might still be a good time to get one. 2,300 up front, 764 a month. And just to show you that I do occasionally know what I'm talking about and give you some good advice sometimes, let's look at this. The Tesla Model Y. This is the standard range one, and if you remember from the last couple of videos, it was like 600 quid a month, and it actually went to 599 a month. I thought it'd never go under 600 quid, and it did. And I said at that time, this won't last long. It's going to go up again. And it has. It's now up at 638 a month with 1,900 up front. If you were waiting for the price to come down even more, you've waited a bit too long. It's now gone back up, and I don't expect it to come under 600 quid again. Again, it's only my sort of thoughts, my opinion, but I spend way too much time looking at these lease deals, so I think I've got a reasonable steer on what the prices are doing. Obviously, if I get this completely wrong, I'll be the first one to admit, and I'll come back and tell you next month when they're 400 quid or something. Onto the executive cars, we're on to the Volkswagen Arteon Fastback. You can also get a shooting brake version of this, which is sort of the coupe estate kind of thing, which is a glorious thing. But here we're looking at the Fastback edition, essentially a Passat coupe in old money, but they're beautiful looking things. I really do like the look of these cars. They're great to drive, nice interior. They feel quite special, to be fair. Nice car. So it's a great engine choice in this one. It's the 2-litre petrol turbo with the DSG automatic gearbox. It's in R-Line trim, which is the one you want to go for in this car. 7.9 seconds to 62, 38.2 mpg, 190 brake horsepower and 575 litres of boot space. It's a very smooth but powerful engine, this one, and it's brilliant on the motorway, like absolutely brilliant. Factory order on this is 467 a month with 1400 up front, or you could pay 18 quid a month more and get one that's currently in stock. So let's have a look at the price and see where it's been over the last year. The average has been 545 back last January, 588 in April, 667 a month in July, 619 a month. At the moment, 1401 up front and 467 a month. That's a great deal. BMW 5 Series Touring, we've seen this one before. It's the 520D mild hybrid Touring. This one's M Sport with the Steptronic automatic gearbox. Looking at 1,654 up front and 551 a month. That gives you 560 litres of boot space, 54.3 mpg and 7.6 seconds to 62. Well spec'd this one, brilliant car, rear wheel drive, nice, luxurious executive estate. Average price for the year's been 598 a month. Back in July, 712 a month. In September, 726 a month. It's currently 1654 up front and 551 a month. Brilliant car. If you don't want the estate, you can also get it as a saloon. 7.2 seconds to 62, 57.6 mpg. And I'm going to go straight down to the price, which you'll see is round about the average for the year. The average was 528.85 and it's currently 526.22 per month with 1,578 up front. So if you want an executive car but you're fed up with the Germans, look at this Alpha. It's a great car to lease rather than to own because depreciation can be a bit of a stinger on them, and they certainly do go wrong a bit. And when they go wrong, they cost a lot of money. So you don't really want one outside of manufacturer's warranty unless, you know, the going wrong is part of the charm of it for you. 5.7 seconds to 62, 38.7 mpg, 280 brake horsepower and 480 litres of boot space. I think it's by far the best looking of the executive motors. It's a glorious, glorious looking thing. Lovely car. They sound amazing too, folks. Very, very nice car indeed. In stock at 556 quid a month with 1,670 up front. You can factory order one and it's 9 quid a month less, but obviously you've got to wait for it then. And price-wise, the average for the year has been 723 a month. So back last January, 900 quid a month. Start of Feb, 684 a month. We are now 556 a month with 1,670 up front. So I think I've lied here because I said large SUVs, and actually there's only one deal of note on large SUVs, I would say, right now, and it's this one. It's the VW Touareg. It's the 3-litre V6 TDI 4Motion R-Line Tiptronic Auto. If you're looking for bells and whistles, look no further because this one's got all of them. £2,000 up front, 673 a month, and it's in stock, folks. And average price for the year has been 833 quid. As you can see, in October, it was £1,000 a month. In November, 925 a month. In May, 788 a month. Right now, £2,000 up front, 673 a month. So this is the new section where we look at commercial vehicles. Now, the reason I haven't done this sooner is because there have been fairly awful deals on commercial vehicles for quite a long period of time. A lot of that due to supply chain issues and what have you. I'm including this, but I've only got 2 this month because there still aren't sort of tons of deals around. I was hoping to have a pickup and a crew van and maybe a minibus and all the rest of it, but they're all available. It's just the deals are not very good. So I'm showing you a couple where they're just there or thereabouts on price rather than having sort of skyrocketed. Remember on these commercials, by the way, folks, that you need to add VAT to these prices. On the cars, all the prices include VAT. On the commercial vehicles, they're always plus VAT. So we're starting off with this Ford Transit 350 L3, 2-litre Eco Blue 130 PS H3 leader van. It's a tonking great thing, isn't it? 1,223 upfront, 407 a month. This is in stock, by the way, and if you want to factory order this car, it's an extra 300 quid a month, and delivery is expected next January. Yes, next January. So last January it was 530 quid a month, April 546, June 464, and then sort of from November onwards, apart from this little blip here, it's been this 407 quid a month. As I said, this is in stock and it's going to take you a long time to get one if you order, so it might not be a bad shout. And then we've got the crew van, the Ford Transit Custom 300 L1. I'd love one of these as a family car, to be fair. 2-litre Eco Blue 130 low roof double cab limited van, automatic, 1,247 quid up front, 415 quid a month. It's factory order only. They are taking a long time to come through, so if you did order one of these, I would strongly suggest you try and get a steer on when the delivery might be before you order, thinking you're going to get it in 3 or 4 months, because transits have been particularly hard to get hold of in recent times. This one's the automatic. You can get it as a manual for 14 quid a month less, but a big crew van like this, automatic's probably not a bad thing to have in it. 130 horsepower, 43.5 mpg, and as you can see, 455 quid a month in January, 491 in April, and from there on, apart from one little blip again, it's been 415 quid a month for quite a long time. So it's really nothing special as a deal, but a lot of the other deals at the moment are really quite unspecial. Thanks ever so much for watching, everyone. I hope you had a great Christmas and a great New Year, and I wish you all the best for the coming year. Please follow me on social media somewhere. I'll stick the links over there so you can check those out. Thank you very much. Please give the video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already done so and you like this kind of content. End of next week, I'll be doing the in-stock lease deals of the month, and then we'll have the EVs video coming the week after that. Plenty of good stuff coming on the channel. If you haven't checked out my review of the Jaguar F-Pace SVR yet, it's a monster, so please go and check that one out. I'll stick a link at the end of this video. I've got the MG4 in for review in a week or two, so looking forward to that one. Thanks again for all your support and for helping me have such a good 2022, and let's hope I can sort of double what happened in 2022 in 2023. Thanks again, folks. See you next time.